welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all of the April releases that I'm really excited for. So this video is probably going to be really long because this month's list is so much longer in comparison to previous months. There are a lot of books coming out in April that I am really excited for. Obviously I probably will not be reading all of these in April. In fact, I might not even get to any of these in April, but they are definitely on my radar and definitely ones that I will be keeping an eye out for. I have them all written down in my notebook here, so we're just going to run through them. As with most of my lists of new releases, I might not know very much about these books, but that is how I prefer to go into books, knowing as little as possible. Oftentimes the reason that these books will be added to the list is either because it's an author that I've read from before, the cover may have intrigued me, I may have heard someone talking about the book, or sometimes just like a brief little like headline type, like not the full synopsis, but like a little headline about it might draw me in. So sometimes it'll say like, if you like this book, this might be perfect for you. Or there is one on here that I'll tell you which one it is when we get to it, but it mentioned vampires and that was all I needed to put it on my radar. So we're going to go through the list, and if you have any books that you are looking forward to in April, please do share those in the comments, and let's get into the list. So first on my list is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Emily Henry is an author that I have read from previously. I've read all of her previous releases and I'm really excited for this one. I read every book that she releases. I wouldn't say she's necessarily a favourite author, but she is an author that I do really enjoy reading from, and I do always check out her books. Next we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I love Abby Jimenez writing and I don't know too much about this one, but definitely looking forward to it. King of Envy by Ana Huang is one that I'm really excited for. I am currently up to date with all of Ana Huang's books, so I haven't had anything to read from her for a while because I am all caught up. This one is part of her Kings of Sin series, I think is the name of the series. Each book has one of the seven deadly sins in the title, and this is a series of billionaire romances which I absolutely love. Ana Huang is definitely one of my favourite authors, and if you haven't read this series, I highly recommend checking out. The cover is really pretty. I love the green on the cover, so definitely excited for this one. Another one that I am really excited and want in my hands like now is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I recently finished Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is book 2 in this trilogy, and it ends on such a cliffhanger, and I've shared it in my previous reading vlog, and yeah, I need Fearless because I need to know what's going to happen, and yeah, I can't wait for this one to be in my hands. I do have a pre-order for this one, and I also have a pre-order for King of Envy as well, which I forgot to mention. So cannot wait for that one. The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner is a historical fiction book that I'm really interested in. So I've read from Sarah Penner before. I read The Lost Apothecary a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it. She has had another book out since then, but my library hasn't got a copy of it and I just haven't got around to purchasing it, but this is definitely one that I am interested in. I don't know too much about it other than it is historical fiction. And then we have Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Gilroy. I have read a couple of Jasmine Gilroy books and I have quite a few on my shelf, but this one is going to be a FF romance, which I'm really excited for. We don't see a lot of FF romances being traditionally published, so whenever there is one, I always want to snap it up and check it out. Definitely interested in checking this one out, and I think, I'm not 100% certain, but I think this is going to be the Afterlight book for this month. I've seen from the teasers that they've released and other people guessing at what book it is, it sounds like it's going to be this book, so I probably will be getting a copy of this one. The next one is Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Q. Satano. This one is the sequel to the first book, which is called Vera Wong something, I can't actually remember the title, but Vera Wong is an old lady and she is, in the first book, she investigates a murder that happens and it is so funny. I ate that book up. I gave it 5 stars because it was such a fun read, and I'm really hoping that my library will get the audiobook for the sequel because I listened to the audiobook for the first one and it was such a fun time. And yeah, I love Jessie Q Sutarno's writing. She's written quite a few different books. She's very good at writing humorous books. The Dial A for Auntie series was another series by her, which was really good. And yeah, cannot wait for that one to come out. Then we have Firebird by Juliet Cross, which I have heard mixed things about. But I am really interested in checking this one out. I do actually have a pre-order for this one. Waterstones had like an exclusive edition with sprayed edges that looked absolutely beautiful. So I did pre-order it. But as I say, I have heard mixed things. So I'm a little bit hesitant going into this one, but we will see. Then I have A Proposal to Die For by Molly Harper. Molly Harper is an author that I discovered last year. I read or listen to some of her audiobooks. They are available from the Audible Plus catalogue, and she writes predominantly paranormal romances, and I think this one has a mystery in it, which I'm really interested in checking out. Then we have The Sublet by Greer Hendricks. This is a mystery thriller type book. I've read a few things from Greer Hendricks and I'm definitely interested to check this one out. So far my library hasn't added this one to their catalogue, which I'm really hoping that they do, because that is probably how I would read it. Then we have a few historical romances coming up. So we have Hazardous to a Duke's Heart by Sabrina Jeffries. This I think is in the start of a new series that she's writing. I really enjoy Sabrina Jeffries books and I'm definitely intrigued to check this one out. Then we have A Duke Never Tells by Suzanne Enoch. I haven't read a Suzanne Enoch book for a little while. I don't think she's had any recent releases that I'm aware of. So really looking forward to checking this one out. And then we have Hardly a Gentleman by Eloisa James. Eloisa James is one of my favourite historical romance authors. She's one that I've probably read. Her and Mary Balogh and Julia Quinn and Lisa Kleypas. I don't mean to list like all these authors, but they're probably the authors that I've read the most from. And I really like Eloisa James's writing, so definitely looking forward to this one. I think this one might be the start of a new series, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But definitely looking forward to that one. Then we have Bridesmaid by Chance by Megan Quinn. I really enjoy Megan Quinn's writing. She has a really good sense of humour. And although I'm not caught up in this series, it is on my radar because I do eventually plan to be caught up on the series to be able to read this one. Then we have Accidentally Forever by Carrie-Anne Ryan, and I cannot remember which series this is part of. It's not one that I'm caught up with, but I love Carrie-Anne Ryan's books. I'm trying to make my way through her backlist currently, and she releases pretty regularly. I think I had a release of hers in one of these either last month or the month before. She releases quite a lot. Definitely looking forward to that. Then we have Whispers and Wildfire by Claire Kingsley. I think this one is going to be romantic suspense. I have read a couple of Claire Kingsley books previously. The ones I've read have been small town romances, which is one of my favourites, so definitely looking forward to that. The Prodigal Son by Sarah Kate. Sarah Kate is another author who I'm trying to read the rest of her backlist. She wrote the Salacious Players series, which is a series that I'm kind of in the middle of reading. Looking forward to this one. Mr. Charming by Piper Rain is a sports romance, and I haven't read the first, is this the second or third book? I can't remember, but I haven't read the previous book in this series, but I've heard so many great things about the previous book that I had to put this one on the list because I want to keep up to date with the series. And then we have a few more historical romances coming out. We have Lady Night by Amelie Howard. She, as I say, I read her fantasy debut this month. No, did I read it in March? Yeah, earlier in March I read it. And yeah, it was okay, but I definitely am interested to check out her historical romance. Then we have A Wallflower's Guide to Viscounts and Vice. I think this is by Manda Collins. I forgot to write the author's name down on the list, but I'm pretty sure it's Manda Collins. I really enjoy Manda Collins' previous books and interested to check this one out. And then we have An Unladylike Secret by Amita Murray. This is the third and I believe final book in the series that she's currently been writing. I forget the name of the series, I'll put it on the screen. Books 1 and 2 I gave 3 stars to, so this isn't like a series that I definitely absolutely love, but it's because I've read the first 2 books, I might as well read the third one. I'm pretty sure my library will get a copy of this, so I'll probably check it out from there. Then the next load of books are ones that are by authors that I've not read from previously. All of the ones above are authors that I've read from previously. So we have Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the sequel to Phantasma, which is a fantasy romance which I've heard really great things about, and I do have a copy of. You'll probably see that in my March book haul, and obviously I'm not caught up with the series. I haven't even read this first book yet, but I have really high hopes for it, so I'm definitely hoping that I will love the first book and will be able to check out the second book. Then we have The Floating World by Axie O. Axie O wrote The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, which I haured quite recently. Beautiful cover for that one, and the cover for this one is really intriguing as well, and so I've put that on my list. It's on my radar to check out. Then I have When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vida Kelly. This one is actually an MM romance, and I believe it is with a human and a merman, which is interesting. The cover for this one is really nice as well. I like the cover. That's kind of what drew me in, and then I read the synopsis and it sounds interesting, so looking forward to check that one out. Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell is the book that mentioned vampires. As I said at the beginning of the book, I saw the word vampires, so I added it to my list. I love vampire books, and this one drew me in because it mentioned vampires. I know nothing else about it. Cover's interesting as well, so looking forward to that one. Then we have Enigma by Ruin X. This one is a dark romance. I think it's a dark fantasy romance. I have Gothicana on my shelf, which came out quite a while ago, and I've never got to that one, and so I don't know if I like this author or not, but the cover's really interesting for this one as well, so another reason to add it to your list. Then we have In Good Company by Kat Singleton. I really like the cover for this one, and it takes part in a country club, which I don't know why I'm always drawn to that, so we'll see if we get to pick that one up. I don't know if that one's going to be on Kindle Unlimited. I know some of Kat Singleton's other books are on Kindle Unlimited, I believe, so we'll see if we get to that one. And then the last one on my list is The Influencers by Anna-Marie Meclemore. I've not read from this author previously, but I've heard really good things about their books, and this one sounds interesting. It's about a influencer, like mum influencer, and I don't know if she ends up getting killed or just that her house burns down. I'm not sure if she's in the house when it burns down, but she has 5 daughters who she has basically used to develop her influencer career, and they are all suspects in this burning down of the house, and they each have different views on how they've been used to further their mother's influencer career, and I find that really interesting, obviously in the culture of influencers and parent influencers, and what effect that has on the children. I find that really interesting, so definitely intrigued to check that one out. And they are all of the books that I have on my list for April. I'm sure there are probably ones that I've missed, and maybe ones that I don't know about, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.